Hi everyone. So today we are going to be doing a workout that focuses on muscular strength and endurance, and then ending with a little back flexibility and stretching at the end. So the workout today is called an EMOM. So that stands for every minute on the minute type of workout. I'm just doing this to switch it up from what we've usually been doing and try to keep it exciting and entertaining at home. So the goal of this is you perform a listed number of reps for the exercises that are chose at the top of each minute, and then however fast you complete them, you have the rest of that minute as a rest. And then you can choose how long you do the exercise for. So today we're doing an 8-minute EMOM, and it is a 15 body weight squats is the first one, 8 kettlebell swings, 8 each leg stationary lunges, and then 15 glute bridges, and you'll repeat that twice. So that will equal a total of 8 minutes. So the first one you'll start your minute and you'll do 15 body weight squats. And then however fast it takes you to complete that, whatever you have left of that minute, so say it takes you 20 seconds to complete the 15 body weight squats, then you'll have 40 seconds of rest. And the start of the second minute is when you do the 8 kettlebell swings. So that's just kind of a little rundown of what we're gonna be doing. We'll do 2 EMOMs. The first one is an 8-minute total, and then the second one is a 12-minute EMOM. And then we'll do some back stretching and some light stretching at the end. But first, we're gonna start with some dynamic stretching. So we're gonna start by running in place for 30 seconds. So I'm going to start my watch here real quick. And when you're doing this, you can really just focus on high knee action and just trying to get your heart rate going a little bit faster. Okay, so we'll run in place. And try and stay on the balls of your feet. We got 10 seconds left. All right, 5. All right. So once we're done with that, we're gonna go into 10 body weight squats just to get your legs warmed up for what we're gonna be doing in the EMOM. So make sure, you can see me, make sure your feet are shoulder width apart, your feet kind of angled out, and when you go down into the squat, you want to make sure your knees don't go in. You want to make sure your knees kind of go out and down as low as you can into a 90-degree angle and back up. And try and keep your chest as high as you can. Don't bend over when you go down. So we'll do 10 of these. Six, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. And then the next thing that we're gonna do is 10 side lunges. So it's just gonna be 5 each way. So you're gonna start, you're gonna take a step to the side, you're gonna keep this leg as straight as you can and try and bend this one into a 90-degree angle and then come back up. And then we'll do 5 each. And then remember to try and keep your chest high when you're going down. 3, 4, 5. And then we'll go the other way. And do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So the next dynamic stretch that we're gonna do is forward lunges. So we're gonna do the same thing, 5 each leg, going forward this time. So when you're doing this, you're gonna take a step forward, bend so your front leg gets at a 90-degree angle, and so does your back leg, and then come back up. You don't want your knee to go above your toes. So if you have to take a wider step, you just have to take a bigger step out if you have longer legs. So go down, and then we'll do 5 of these. So 2, 3, 4, 5, and then switch. We'll go the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, perfect. And then the next thing that we're gonna do is 10 jumping jacks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. And then we're gonna do gates, which is just a variation of a squat. So you're gonna start in a squat position. You're gonna jump in with your feet together, jump back out, and go and touch the ground. And then come back up. So it'll look like this all together. So you jump out, down, back up. Down, back up. And if this is too hard, you don't have to go and touch the ground. You can just go out and go into a squat. Touching the ground just allows you to get lower in your squat. So we have 5 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And then we are doing back rotations. So this is just going to stretch your back and get it loose. Hopefully you can see me. Yeah, you can. So you're gonna lay on the ground. You're gonna make your left leg straight and take your right leg and cross it over your left. And this should just be a nice stretch in your back. And then do the same thing, cross it, and go to your right. And try and keep your shoulders on the ground when you do it. And then you'll just do 5 each way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. So now that we're nice and warm, we are going to go into the first EMOM. I'm just gonna give you an overview of like how to do the exercises. So the first one is body weight squats. So a variation of this, if regular body weight is too hard for you, you can obviously hold a dumbbell or put a backpack on or hold a milk carton, something that'll just give you a little bit more weight. But you're gonna do 15, so your feet shoulder width apart again. You're gonna go down, make sure your knees don't go in front of your toes, down into a squat, try and get a 90-degree angle, and then come back up. And that would be 1. So you'll do 15 of those. And then whatever time left of that first minute you have as a rest. And then you'll go right into the next one on minute 2, which is 8 kettlebell swings. So my client has a kettlebell, so that's what she's going to be using. But if you don't have a kettlebell, I have dumbbells that I'm going to use instead. So I'm going to grab the 20s. So you're going to start with your feet shoulder width apart again, toes pointing a little bit outward, go down to a squat, and you're going to want to drive your hips forward on the up motion. So go down to a squat, drive your hips forward on the up motion, and then when you're going down, you're going to sit back into your squat and let your arms come down in between your legs. So drive your hips up and then come back down. Drive your hips up and come back down. And if this is too hard for you, you can obviously just do body weight and just do the arm motions, and if it's obviously too easy, you can just grab another heavier dumbbell. So that's the kettlebell swings. Grab my charger real quick so my computer doesn't die on me. And then the next thing that we're gonna do, so that would be for minute 2. So for minute 3, we're doing 8 each leg stationary lunges, but you're gonna alternate. So go forward, lunge, and then push yourself back up and do the other leg. Go forward, lunge, push yourself back up. So when we're doing these, we want to make sure, again, that when we go down, we have a nice 90-degree angle here and here. And make sure your toes aren't going over your knee isn't going over your toes. So you'll do 8 each leg. So 1, 2, 3, 4, or 16 total. And if that's too easy for you, again, you can also hold weight, which is gonna make that a little bit more challenging. So that would be for minute 3. And then for minute 4, we're doing 15 glute bridges. So you're gonna lay on the ground and have your back on the ground and your knees bent. And all you're gonna do is drive your hips to the ceiling. So drive your hips to the ceiling and then come back down. And try not to have your butt touch the ground when you come down. So that would be 1, 2, 3. And if that is too easy, you can put a weight. I know my client has little, like 5-pound plates. You can put a plate on your lower abdomen when you go up. And that'll just add a little bit more resistance when you're doing the exercises. So that would be minute 4. And then again, however fast you finish that, you have the rest of that minute as a break. And then we're just gonna repeat it. So minute 5 is the 12 bodyweight squats. Minute 6 is 8 kettlebell swings. Minute 7 is 8 stationary lunges each leg. And then minute 7, sorry, I just counted wrong. Minute 7 is 8 stationary leg lunges, and then, oh my God, I did it again. Minute 7 is 8 stationary lunges. And then minute 8 is 15 glute bridge. Okay, so that would be the first EMOM. And then you get a 3 to 4 minute recovery in that. It's an opportunity for you to get some water and just catch your breath. So the next EMOM is every minute on the minute for 12 minutes. And it's a little different than the first one. So it's going to be an exercise on every even number and then a different exercise on the odd numbers. So on the even numbers, you're going to be doing step-ups on a bench or a chair or a piano bench or whatever you can find around your house. And then on the odd numbers, you're going to be doing push-ups. My client has a TRX band, which helps take a little stress off of your wrists. If you want to make your push-ups more difficult, you can do elevated push-ups. And if they're too hard, you can do push-ups on your knees, and I'll show you how to do it. I'll walk you through those. So the first one is step-ups on the even minutes. So I'm gonna take this little handy thing here. And usually it'd probably be a little bit higher. So when you're going up, it's more of a challenge for you, but you're just gonna step up, knee drive, and step back down. And that would be 1. And then you're doing 8 each leg. And if this is too easy, you can hold weights when you're doing it. And that'll just add a little bit more resistance to make it harder. So step up, knee drive, step back down. And that would be 1, and then switch. Step up, knee drive, step back down. So again, you're gonna do those as fast as you can for a minute. And then once you go to minute 2, it's going to be push-ups. So we're gonna do 10 push-ups as fast as you can. So for regular push-ups, you want your arms a little bit wider than your shoulders. You want your feet straight back, and you want your body to be flat. So you don't want to dip your back in. You don't want to have your butt sticking in the air. You just want to try and stay as flat as you can. So you're going to go down to about 90-degree angle in your elbows. come back up. If this is too easy for you, you can do elevated push-ups, which is just adds a little bit more difficulty to it. So same thing, keep your body as flat as you can, go down, and then push yourself back up. So this just adds a little bit more difficulty to it if 10 is too easy, to try and push yourself a little bit more. And then if regular push-ups are too hard, you can just go on your knees, which takes away a little bit of the weight. So go on your knees, still try and keep your back flat, but go on your knees and then you're gonna go down and push yourself back up. So it's the same thing, your arms are still a little bit wider than your shoulders and you still go down until you get to the 90-degree angle, but then it'll just be a little bit easier, not as challenging as regular push-ups. So you'll do that for 12 minutes. So you'll go on and off, altering between step-ups to push-ups. And then after that, that's it for the workout. So then we'll just go straight into our cool down and our stretch and mobility. So today we're going to be doing lower back stretches. So the first one that we're gonna do is just a kneeling lunge, which is gonna help stretch your hip flexors. So you're gonna find your piano bench that you just did the step-ups on, and you're gonna kneel down. Let me do it this way so you can see it better. Here we go. You're gonna kneel down, and then you're just gonna lean forward and sit your hips into like kind of the heel of your foot, pretty much. And you should feel it along the inside and your hip flexors. And then you're just gonna hold this for 20 seconds. And then once you hold it for 20 seconds, you'll come back up, relax for a couple of seconds, and then go right back and do it for another 20 to 30 seconds. And try and keep your chest high, and the bench is just there to help you hold on to something so you don't have to focus on balancing as much. Okay? And then you'll switch and go the other way. So same thing, one knee up, one knee bent, and then just sink your hips into, I kind of think of it as pushing my hips and my knee forward, but pushing my hips into my heel. And then just sit like that for 20 seconds, keeping your chest high. It's a good stretch for your hip flexors. And then after 20 seconds, come back up, relax for a couple of seconds, and then go right back into it. Okay. The next one that we're gonna do is a pisiform muscle stretch. So you're gonna lay on your back. See, you're gonna lay on your back, and you're going to bring one leg up into kind of a 90-degree angle, and then take your other leg and put it over that leg. So if you want to start, you can put your leg down, bend your legs, take your left one, rest it on top of your leg like this, and then take your hands and reach between and around, and then pull your leg to your chest. So this is a good stretch for your pisiform. You should feel it in this region. And if it's too much, just don't pull as hard. Don't pull your knee as close to your chest. It should just be a good stretch. This shouldn't hurt. And then after 20 seconds, switch and do the same thing on the other leg. So this leg bent, take your right and put it over and rest it on top of your left, and then take your right hand and reach through your legs and around, and then pull your knee to your chest. Again, this shouldn't hurt. It should just be a nice, easy stretch. And then after 20 seconds, you'll repeat that. So you'll do 2 rounds of that one as well. The next one we're gonna do is the cat-cow, which is just gonna help release some of the tension in our back and in our neck and just relax our muscles a little bit more. So you're gonna go with your hands underneath your shoulder and your feet underneath your knees, your knees underneath your hip. And then you're gonna act like I like to think of it as taking my belly button and either pushing it towards the ceiling, which would be the cat, and then taking my belly button and pushing it towards the floor as much as I can. So when you do this, you wanna make sure you're rolling your hips. So when I go up and push my belly button to the ceiling, I'm rolling my hips forward and tucking them in. And then when I'm pushing my belly button towards the floor, I'm rolling my hips back out and pushing my hips up, which is gonna help you drive your belly button to the floor. So then you'll just do 10 of these and then repeat 2 times. So that was 1, and then you'll do 2. Make sure you're rolling your hips. And then you'll do 10 of those, and then take a little break, and then go through and do another 10. The next stretch that we're gonna do is lower back twists. So you're gonna lay on the ground, and you're gonna keep your left leg straight, and take your right leg and grab your knee, and just gently pull your knee over. Depending on how tight your lower back is and how tight you are, you might not be able to get it all the way down, but again, try and keep your shoulders on the ground when you're doing this. And then you'll hold this for 20 seconds, and then bring your knee back up, and go the other way, bring it over. If you have to, you can hold your knee, like brace your knee, and then hold it again for 20 seconds, and then bring it back up. So you'll do that 2 times as well. And then the next one that we're gonna do is a head to knee stretch, or it's just gonna stretch your hamstrings. So you're just gonna sit and tuck your left leg and have your right leg out, and you're gonna reach with your left and your right hand for your toes. You might not be able to get your far hand to your toes, but as long as you're feeling a good stretch in your hamstrings, that's what we want. So reach. I like to try and take my head to my knee, which kind of helps stretch your back as well. My head to my knee, and I feel a stretch in my left back. And then you'll hold that for 20 seconds, and then come up slowly and do the same thing. Stick out your left leg and tuck your right. Reach with your left and your right, and then lean forward, trying to tuck your head to your knee. And if this is too much, you can just do one hand on your foot, and it won't pull as much. It won't be as deep of a stretch. So then you'll do that for 20 seconds, each leg, and then repeat that 2 times. Okay, the last one is a pelvic tilt stretch. So this is just a good stretch for your lower back and your abdomen muscles. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna lay on the ground, your knees up and bent, your hands tucked behind your head, and you're just gonna act like you're raising your belly. You're gonna think about raising your belly button to the ceiling. So raise it up, and this, you should have a gap underneath your back. So pull it up, and then you're gonna do the opposite and push your belly button to the ground. So push your belly button up, and then push it back down into the floor. Push it back up. Again, having somewhat of a gap here, driving your belly button to the ceiling, and then back down. So you'll do 10 of those, and then repeat that twice as well. All right, well that concludes this workout. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you had a good time.